This market's telling you it's time to pivot. Are you ready? Agents are concerned right now, and it's easy to understand why. If they're watching the news or talking to other agents, they know that things are changing. Changes in the market always mean that there's opportunities as long as you're willing to pivot and dive in. In this video, I want to uncover 2 amazing strategies that you can use to grow your business right now. Hi, my name is Micah Pearson. If you're looking for content for real estate professionals, then look no further. I post videos weekly to help real estate agents succeed in this market and honestly in any other market. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Anytime there's a change in the market, those agents who pivot win. The agents who just sit around and wait for the market to go back to the way it was usually end up stalling their progress. The agents who are fastest to embrace the change, pivot to the market of the moment, and lean into that market set the stage for explosive growth in their business. According to the National Association of Realtors, 87% of agents will fail within their first 5 years of business. That means 13% of agents are doing the majority of the business. Are you going to be part of the 87% who fail, or are you going to be part of the 13% who thrive? Now, even if you weren't in the business then, many of you remember what happened to the market in the late 2007 and early 2008. I remember sitting in a restaurant on a Tuesday morning, staring at the previous week's showing report for the homes I had listed. It was completely empty. Not one single showing for the previous week for the 3 homes I had listed on the market. So I had learned about distressed properties and short sales a few months earlier from an investor friend of mine, and I knew this is where the market was leaning. I put all of my time and energy into learning everything I could about them. I quickly became the go-to agent for short sales in my area, and we ended up selling well over 1,000 of them over the next several years. A market pivot's kind of like hitting a patch of ice in your car. What did they tell you to do? They say don't panic, don't hit your brakes, and turn into the slide. So whether you like it or hate it, buyers are one of the best opportunities for agents to close business right now. Buyers definitely are not falling in our lap like they have over the last few years, but a buyer who needs to buy and they're qualified, they don't care about interest rates, they're a great client to have. So here are 2 strategies to find buyers fast. Okay, actually I'm going to give you 3 because I've always been a fan of internet leads. They're readily available. You can sign up with an internet lead service company and start getting leads pretty much overnight. But in this video, I want to talk about a couple of options that we can find buyer leads for next to nothing or maybe even free. Now again, this is not new information, but the #1 resource for buyers right now is open houses. Consistent open houses marketed correctly can be your #1 lead source in any market. In fact, last year, 41% of buyers used open houses as part of their home search. So first off, hosting an open house every once in a while, it's not going to cut it. I recommend doing at least 1 open house a week for 8 to 12 weeks to really start building traction. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking because open houses kind of get a bad rap. Most of that's because most agents plop a sign in front of the yard, sit on the couch, and just expect people to come through. So if that's what you've done in the past, listen up. Here are 3 simple marketing tips for your open houses that will help you improve your results so you're not wasting your time. #1, signage. Now this seems like it's so easy, right? You put a sign in front of the yard, people are going to know about your open house. It doesn't take anything more than that. So far from the truth. So first of all, I like to put an open house sign in front of the yard that explains the time and date as early as Monday that week before we do the open house. It's going to give the time and date of the open house so people can start planning for it. The other thing my agents do on their open houses is make sure to have at least 30 directional signs pointing back to your house on the day of the open. #2 is marketing. You got to make sure that you market your open house to everywhere. On the MLS, on your social media accounts, to all of your friends, family, everybody in your database, past clients, work associates, neighbors, everyone. You got to tell everyone. #3 is you have to door knock the surrounding neighborhoods and invite your neighbors to the open house. Now I recommend knocking at least 50 doors, but 100's better. Now make sure to create a flyer or something that you can leave with them, and always, always, always remember when you meet someone, you've got to get their email address and their phone number. If you don't have that, how do you follow up? Add them to your database, send a reminder text the day before, and now you've got a full open house. So a little helpful tip when you're marketing for your open house, I always coach my agents to talk to at least 10 people a day, Monday through Friday, prior to the open. If you're shooting for that 100 mark, then you'll want to talk to 20 people every day. Now for all of my agents that love door knocking, there's another secret tip. Get with your title company and ask them to pull a list of non-owner occupied properties in the area, or target apartments or multifamily properties that are clearly rented. Invite all of those renters to your open house. At the end of the day, if they come to your open house, whether they like that house or not, they may be a potential buyer. Now the second strategy to meet buyers in this market is social media. Social media is an absolute fantastic way to promote your brand for free, and it's a great way to generate leads. So for branding, at a minimum, you're going to want to post 3 to 4 times a week. Remember, most people won't see all your posts, so it's really important to have multiple opportunities for them to connect. A simple post could be market stats. Specific to your county or your city would be ideal. Every time you hold an open house, you definitely want to post that. You can post industry info and things that are happening in the area. You can find most of that from your local real estate board or from the National Association of Realtors. So this is all great stuff for branding you as an agent, and it'll be perfect if someone were to research you. But just branding on social media probably won't get you that much business by itself. One thing I want to do is get interaction. So when I post things, I ask questions to initiate a response. So for instance, I post about my new open house coming up this Saturday. I might ask a question like, what do you like most about this neighborhood? Or what do you like most about this house? Or maybe it's a home that needs a lot of work. When I post that one, I might ask the question, what would you update first if you were to buy this house? Now you got to remember to respond to comments quickly because they might be interested in this house or maybe one like it. Here's another tip. Have the lender do the research, and if it's possible, you could post something like, hey, contact me to find out how you could purchase this home with no money down. Or maybe attach a payment to it. Hey, contact me if you want to find out how you can purchase this home for $1,856 a month. Have your lender pull the exact data so that it's real. Obviously, there's some stipulations, but you can get into that over the phone. Keep in mind, if you're working with a lender, they may have certain rules and regulations that they're required to post, so check with them on that too. As self-employed business owners, we have to be ready, willing, and able to pivot when needed. A lot of agents are watching this market change right now, and they're focusing on all the negatives. But what are the positives? There's a lot of them. How about the fact that there's less competition for us agents, which means we have an opportunity to take more market share? What about the fact that our buyers have less competition? We can now negotiate amazing deals for our buyers, and we get to look like the hero for once. We haven't been able to do that in a couple of years. How about the buyers and sellers are actually looking for guidance? They don't think they've got it all figured out anymore because the market's been so great. We can go back to being a resource and actually helping them. Did I mention first-time home buyers? How about that they've been out of the market for the last at least year, if not a couple of years? Well, they're back. And one more, there is more inventory for our buyers to look at. It's been a while since we've been able to go out and look at multiple houses in one showing appointment. So it's time to identify your new opportunities and embrace them. Start looking for the market of the moment and start learning how to succeed in it. Study how to thrive and to master these strategies. While you're transitioning, a lot of your competition is burying their head in the sand, leaving tons of market share open for the taking. So something to be aware of, there's a little bit of a lull between the two markets where things get a little slower. During this time, you have to increase your contacts. You'll have to talk to more people to find the buyers who are ready right now and need to make a move. So I suggest creating a daily plan to follow. Whatever your current contact goal is each day, double it. And then incorporate some unique follow-up strategies. For instance, you could write a handwritten thank you card that you give out to everyone that you talk to that day. Or what if you dropped by their house and gave them a small gift and said thank you for being a client? Stand out any way you can. Remember, as agents, we are our brand. The more people that know about us, the better. So we're talking to more people, which means we're being told no more often. Everyone who tells you no or says they're going to wait goes into your database. Don't be upset or offended. Just systematically stay in front of your database, just like any other market. As you do this, you're building market share. So the big question for you is, what are the markets of the moment in your area? Go take your unfair share.